In this box is the Miyoo Mini Plus. I'm not going to waste any time here, let's open it up. Hello and welcome to Retro Breeze. In this video I'll be sharing my very first impressions and opinions of the much sought after Miyoo Mini Plus. This is the very first time I've ever opened this device. I'm going to unbox it right here. But don't worry, I have more content including comparisons, tutorials, and an in-depth review for this thing coming soon as well. But to be honest, I was just so excited to finally get it that I wanted to put my first impressions video up first. I want to say a huge thanks to Mechdiy.com for actually sending me this Miyoo Mini Plus in exchange for a review. And if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because Mechdiy.com used to sell mechanical keyboards and other PC related components. But it seems they've shifted focus and are now selling retro handhelds instead. Fair enough, I guess. Mechdiy are selling handhelds from Miyoo, Anbernic, Powkiddy, and others. And right now they have the Miyoo Mini Plus up for pre-order with an estimated ship date of April 7th. Just so you know, Mechdiy is a drop shipper, kind of like Keep Retro. But I personally am not against that at all. And their prices are very reasonable, considering that you get added customer service and a much easier purchasing process than if you were to buy it direct on AliExpress. I'm going to leave a link to their website in the description box below, so feel free to check it out, and if you want to purchase from them, go right ahead. However, I will say that my usual rules apply for this product too. When I receive a product to review from a company, I have a strict code of ethics. I always provide my unbiased and honest opinions, without any external influence from the company. My content is solely based on my personal experiences and my feelings toward the product, and the supplier of the product, aka Mechdiy, do not get to see the video or anything to do with it before it's uploaded. With all that said, let's go ahead and unbox it. So this is the Miyoo Mini Plus box. That's right, there's no hard case anymore like there was with the original Mini, which honestly is actually quite disappointing to me. But either way, the box is pretty nicely designed, it looks nice, it's good quality, I can't really complain. Included inside the box you get an instruction manual, an SD card depending on where you bought it from, an SD card reader, a USB cable, and even a screen protector kit, which is very nice. And here it is, without further ado, the Miyoo Mini Plus. As you can see, this is the transparent black model, and my very first impression in the hand is that this feels extremely familiar. What I mean is, this feels identical in its materials, in its finish, in the buttons, and the overall design language. Everything feels exactly the same as the original Miyoo Mini. In fact, I'm actually really surprised how much this just feels like a bigger Miyoo Mini. That sounds kind of weird, but I hope you understand what I mean. I was expecting it to be a bit more different than it is. It really does feel like the exact same device, only somebody's used a resize tool to make it 25% bigger. Anyway, despite being only a tad thicker than the original, it does feel pretty bulky in the hand. That little extra thickness does seem to go a long way. However, despite that, it's still quite light and easy to hold. In fact, it's light enough to comfortably hold it in one hand. And it's a good size for that too, especially when it's compared to something like the Anbernic RG35XX, which is kind of uncomfortable in just one hand. However, don't get too excited. Whereas it is pretty light and comfortable to hold in one hand, it's definitely too wide to play this one-handed. Maybe if you've got big hands it might actually be possible, but for me, no way. The biggest departure in terms of design is the shoulder buttons, which have a ski slope shape with raised R2 and L2, and these are an absolutely astronomical improvement on the original slanted shoulders. I love these. I knew they were going to be good when I saw the photos, and I have to say they are phenomenal. They are comfortable to rest my fingers on, they're very light and easy to press. Every possible thing about the shoulders are an improvement over the original. Excellent. The inputs on the front are exactly the same as you remember from the Miyoo Mini. Same start and select buttons, same D-pad, same face buttons, same membrane that's underneath the D-pad and face buttons. The only real difference is the menu button here, which is now a kind of dome shape instead of being an inset flat button like before. And I really want to stress again that this device is almost identical in the way it feels in your hands as the original does. I didn't realize just how distinct the Miyoo Mini's design language was until I got the Mini Plus, and I realize it is a very, very familiar experience. Anyway, the volume keys on the side are a change from the old volume wheel, but they require absolutely no effort to push at all. You could just glide your finger over these buttons and it would actuate them. I do honestly miss the volume wheel, but I'm not too caught up about it. Another big difference on the Miyoo Mini Plus is the battery door and the battery. You'll be happy to know that the battery door is now incredibly secure In fact, it's very difficult to remove without the use of a plastic spudger. But once you have it removed, the battery is firmly held in place. So there's no more your battery door falling off and then your battery itself falling out. That is a thing of the past. Been completely fixed for this Miyoo Mini Plus, which again is a great thing. And you know what? This thing really does look smart, doesn't it? I thought the controls would end up being a little bit too small for the size of the device, but it's not at all. It just all looks very compact and even kind of elegant, I think. Before I move on, let's compare the size to its little big brother, the Miyoo Mini. And as you can see, the size difference is indeed quite dramatic. It's actually about 25% bigger, but it does definitely feel a lot thicker than the original and just bigger overall, of course, because, well, it is. When powered on, the improved screen quality is instantly and undeniably noticeable. The screen is absolutely gorgeous, with sharp details, vivid colors, and most importantly, no ghosting at all. I'm really starting to feel like 3.5 inches is the perfect size for a 640 by 480 resolution screen. Anyway, the speaker sounds pretty good too, and that makes sense because it is the exact same speaker that's in the original. However, when it comes to the speaker, I can't help but look at the Miyoo Mini Plus straight on and just wish they had put a second speaker on the left corner here. Dual stereo speakers, I would take that over vibration any day, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. I feel like it's just a bit of a wasted opportunity. I would have loved stereo speakers on this. The stock Miyoo Mini software is actually pretty darn great, to be honest. It's not perfect by any means, but lately I've been testing some handhelds with some absolutely awful software. And the Miyoo software is actually luxurious compared to the horrors that are out there. At the time of recording this, Onion OS is not yet available for the Mini Plus, and if you try and use an Onion SD card, it will just cause you a lot of pain, so don't bother. You'll need to wait for Onion OS 4.2 for it to work on the Miyoo Mini Plus. But in all honesty, the stock firmware is plenty enough for now. If you're wondering whether you should wait for the Onion OS release to get a Mini Plus, I would say no, it's fine for now. Anyway, the big difference in the hardware of the Mini Plus, other than the screen, is the inclusion of Wi-Fi. It's easy enough to connect through the settings menu using a pretty smart on-screen keyboard. But based on this test that I did, it seems that you can only have one connection saved at any one time. If you connect to a new network, the credentials for the old one are erased. It's not a big deal, and I should probably do some more testing before I say anything conclusive. But whatever. Anyway, I guess we should actually play a game. And wow, I cannot get over how amazing this screen is. It is such a massive jump over the original Miyoo Mini screen, it's absolutely shocking. Everything is a step above. The colors, the contrast, the brightness, everything. And the best part is that you can still customize the colors and the luminosity and everything like that in the settings like you could before. I do just wish they wouldn't have the scanline overlay on by default though, it's so annoying, I just disabled it. So anyway, now I'm playing a game. I was assuming that the controls here would be way too small and too low for the overall size of this device. But I'm glad to say I was 100% wrong about that. I find the Mini Plus to be exceptionally comfortable to hold and to play on for longer periods of time. My natural grip is with my index fingers on the shoulders and my hands resting against the side, and it is very, very comfortable. Unlike the RG35XX, I had no issues at all with this left corner jamming into my hands and generally no discomfort at all. And the light buttons and the light D-pad make it really easy to play while not straining your grip. And once again, I'm sorry, this screen is just wonderful. It's bright, vibrant, and very, very crisp. It's an absolute joy. In terms of performance, there's really nothing to say here. It's exactly the same chip, exactly the same everything as the original Miyoo Mini. I will say that I played a bunch of games with the Wi-Fi off and with the Wi-Fi on, and I didn't notice any loss in frames or anything like that. It all seems to be exactly the same. So all your 2D consoles, including arcade and Neo Geo, all the way up through to PS1 are gonna work just fine. I played through 4 arcade modes in Tekken 3, the controls feel great, it's easy to pull off combos, and I honestly have no complaints whatsoever about the controls or the playability of the Miyoo Mini Plus. It goes without saying that you can't play this in one hand like you could with the other one, but it's really a different device, to be honest. It's just not intended for that. I do hope we see a device like that again, but the Mini Plus, for its intended purpose, in the few hours that I've been testing it while making this video, it has been absolutely excellent. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to wrap up this initial first hands-on overview of the Miyoo Mini Plus here. And I'm happy to say the Mini Plus seems to be shaping up as a really, really great handheld, and a very, very worthy big little brother to the legendary Miyoo Mini. Of course, it's a different type of handheld. It's bigger and bulkier, but it's still incredibly comfortable. it still has that really excellent software experience, which is only going to get better with Onion OS. It has an absolutely beautiful screen, great controls, and some really excellent quality of life improvements too, for example the upgraded battery door and shoulders. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I have a ton of ideas for new content for the Miyoo Mini Plus and the original Miyoo Mini 2. I'm going to tell you right now that my first tutorial for the Miyoo Mini Plus is going to be how to set up and use NetPlay. So please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming Miyoo Mini Plus videos. In the meantime, I'd like to once again thank Mechdiy for sending me this Miyoo Mini Plus for review. Please go ahead and check out their website if you're interested in getting a Mini Plus yourself, and remember to check out their FAQ, which has tons of information, including their estimated shipping dates. Also, please let me know in the comment box below whether you have a Miyoo Mini Plus, are you intending to get one, waiting on the further reviews? I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I gotta say, it's really nice to make a Miyoo Mini video again, and I definitely look forward to making more over the next few months. This has been Shem from Retro Breeze, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.